All right, y'all, come on in the room because I ain't gonna stay here long. I know it's 11:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I did say I was gonna come on at 10:30, but I actually get off at 11. So come on in the room, y'all. Yeah, where y'all at? I know I said I was gonna come on at 10ish, but geez, somebody will be on. But anyway, I'm not gonna be long because I'm tired and ready to go to bed. So anyway, so as y'all know from yesterday, well, anyway, so as y'all know from yesterday or last night, today was my first night. Went into it. Man, let me tell you. The minute I got on, signed unavailable at 6 o'clock, got my first call, and man, it was disaster. And basically, it was this Indian dude asking me if his son can claim um can he open up an IRA account or something to that nature, right? Now, it wasn't so much if he could open up an account. It was if the son could open up an IRA account and claim it or something like that. Now, I'm trying to go and use my resources to find the answer. Then I could have simply said, yes, he could open up an IRA and blah blah blah, whatever. And gave one of those real kind of quick kind of answers. And basically, it was just disaster. I asked, did I answer your question? No, I didn't answer his question. I apologize, and I said you may receive a survey, and I said I was going to follow up with his answer and all this kind of stuff. So it was just, that first call, I was like, oh God, already started off on the wrong foot in regards to answering the question. Now, like I said, it's not, I think once you get used to maneuvering through the systems, um, not so much like finding the answer. It was kind of cumbersome when you don't have a mouse. And I was kind of, on the laptop and, trying to get myself in a groove of saying what I had to say and everything else. And then as the evening came along, I was basically doing chat. So also I'm not just talking on the phone. I'm also in the chat. So people could be on their phone or they could be in the chat. They ask their question. So that wasn't bad. So after I got in a groove of doing the chat, I was like, it went on, it went fine as the evening went by. So hopefully, at about maybe I would say by the end of maybe 2 weeks, once things started really flowing and finding it's not even so it's doing the research, because a lot of it is research. Just like when I worked at the IRS, you don't know everything on the top of your head. There's no way you're going to memorize everything. You have to research. So I think that was one of maybe the biggest things is I know how to research, but it was also kind of trying to maneuver through making sure that, especially in the chat, it's like hotkeys and you could just, copy paste and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, ugh. Then I had this one person, so I happened to be from Georgia, in the chat. Um, I could tell he was one of us's because let me tell you, sometimes you could just tell. I could tell. Hey, one person in the background. So let me tell you. So he chat and had an error message on the Schedule C trying to claim, he said he had a catering business, right? So I'm going, I'm looking through it. That's okay. And then I tell him, your equipment that he put on for this business was like 18,000 plus dollars. Supplies he put down 1,400 something. But he only had made for the whole year in the catering business about $18,000. So he tried to negate that down to zero, right? Down to zero. You made only 18,000 in the catering business, but then you're gonna say that you spent 18,000 plus dollars in equipment. I was like, and then when I tried to explain to him, I said, okay, whatever his name was, right? I'm looking at it. I clicked on, what it popped up, right? So I said, okay, well, the IRS, based on your industry, based on your occupation, your expenses was 95% higher than the general average of someone in the same occupation, right? So I was trying to tell him that. I said, well, so and so and so. The reason why this error came up is because the numbers that you put for equipment far exceed than what you made the whole year as a caterer. Well, that's a business. I lost a lot of money. He's justifying, right? I'm trying to tell him the IRS keeps data and they keep records. People in certain industries, they know that if you say, for instance, I said, sir, I understand. I keep telling him, I said, I understand your concerns, but you're claiming an amount that's going to get you audited, basically. And he says, well, I got my credit card receipts and stuff. I'm like, that's not record keeping. So I'm in the chat typing to assist. I mean, this thing must have went on for about 40 minutes. And I was trying to tell him, I said, sir, you only made 18,000. There's no way that basically I didn't say there's no way you spent $18,000 in equipment alone and you only made 18,000. I made 18,000 doing surveys, and trust me, I could tell he was trying to like put made up numbers. Basically, I'm looking at this Schedule C. I'm going down, looking down and stuff. I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way that you're gonna submit a return and saying that you spent 18,000. You only made 18,000. You collected cash from people doing catering jobs and made $18,000 all year long. All year you made 18,000, and you're gonna try to say that you rented equipment that was $18,000? Oh, come on now. And then not even including the supplies. So he said I had to pay masks. You had to buy masks and this and that or whatever. Trust me, you're catering. You didn't have no restaurant. You didn't have no brick and mortar restaurant and did that. People who had restaurants don't even spend 18,000 plus dollars in equipment. Chick-fil-A don't even spend that. Even a one store Chick-fil-A don't even have equipment charges of 18,000 plus. Don't make up stuff. So I try to tell her, I said, well, can I just carry over the other remaining for the following year? I say, yes, you can, but you're going to need to reduce those numbers way down because the IRS, your tax return ain't going to be accepted. So I said, well, so I referred him to some resources, irs.gov. I had to go to the small business tax clinic. And I said, put in your industry is under the restaurants. I send them the link and they could show him. It'll tell him everything. So after I gave that answer, I guess he was kind of like still trying to be slick and asked me, well, what about if I had a lot of food that I had to get rid of and throw away food in inventory? I said, sir, that's the same thing. It's still the same thing, you know? So I basically said, is there anything else? Did I answer your questions? Um, I said I gave him information about how to keep up with record keeping, which basically that's what he needed to do. He ain't kept track of nothing. I could tell. I said, sir, I understand. I said, I'm a small business owner as well, independent contractor. And, you know, when the IRS comes to you to audit, they're going to ask for proof, record keeping. So he needs basic 101 record keeping and not just make up stuff. See, and let me tell you, I was kind of like, oh my God. It was like, it ain't nothing. TurboTax, H&R Block, TPS Tax Consultant. It's nothing you could do to magically just make up numbers. And I'm going to tell y'all, for those Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, independent contractors who get 1099s, don't make up a business just to make up a business. If you are a sole proprietor, you follow the social security number and you do Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, or whatever, you cannot turn around and say, okay, how much did you make all year long? And then try to negate that to me. If you made $50,000 as a small business, don't try to come up with $50,000 of losses because it's not going to work. Don't come up with exaggerated amounts because let me tell you, the way how the algorithms work, millions and millions of people, years and years and years, decades of people who are in the restaurant industry, tax, whatever industry you in, the reason why they ask, what is your occupation? Is because based on the occupation, if you say you caterer and you're a caterer, it's only so much you're gonna charge. You're not no big superstar catering. Even the most big person who say, "Oh, I do catering." Come on, you know, don't try to cheat the system. This is Black History Month. Black folks, stop trying to scam and stop trying to listen to bullshit people on YouTube that their whole specialty is makeup, doing hair, um, roasting other people, and all of a sudden you want to talk about taxes. Oh, let me talk about that. You ain't, you know what? I could talk about it because I could show you. I could show you my degrees. I could show you my credentials. I am registered with the IRS with my PTIN number. So let me tell you, I'm not one of those people who just make up stuff just to be making up stuff. So basically how it all ended with that particular call was he was like, well, thank you. Go about your business, go right on back and put that true figures that you spend in equipment because you did not spend no $18,000 in equipment alone and you only made 18,000. And then 1,000 something in supplies. I was like, I don't care what anybody say. And this is what drives me crazy. People always want to, oh, you could write off. You can't write off everything. Number one. Number two, there's only a certain percentage that's going to be allowed that you're going to be able to write off anyway. But let me tell you what, a lot of people are going to get themselves in trouble. See, and I keep saying this. I don't know how many times in the last 4 years, since 2016, since I left the IRS till now, that I have to keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. All these people, Uber Eats and Grubhub, and all these people who be flashing their money every time. Look what I made. Look what I did. All on Facebook. Look what I made. Look what I done. Flashing it. You're stupid. I'm sorry. You're dumb. You're dumb. You go on a Facebook group. You go up there talking about I made I made this amount, and you post it on a digital media service like Facebook, YouTube. What's the other one? Instagram. Flashing money. Don't you know that when the IRS comes and you start auditing you and you sit there, well, you said you made 12,000, 11,000. Don't you know they could go back? All that time you going up there showing your money, making up Facebook groups, telling me how much you made. Everything is tracked. And that was one of the points that I try to make to this person. I would suggest that you know how to keep record keeping. Well, I got my credit. That credit card receipt don't mean a damn thing, and I didn't even want to go there. I was like, you know what? I think it's to help people file the tax, not be part of some. Oh, let me find me a way to get or me trying to get to negate this to zero. It ain't gonna work. If you're one of those people who's doing that, don't do it. Don't. And when 3-4 years down the road, when they finally catch up with all these underpayment taxes that underestimated taxes that people have not been paying, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. So don't do it. Black folks, in particular, don't do it. And don't tell me, oh, white people do it all the time. The big governments, they don't pay no taxes and they pay nothing and this and that or whatever. You're not a corporation of magnitude of billions of dollars. That's a whole new thing altogether. People, you can't compare individual taxes with businesses and corporations. Don't. They have their own tax rules, regulations, and tax laws. Now, I wish I had my EARN, which is the Internal Revenue Manual. Before I left, I wish I had it. I would show y'all how thick it is and how every single thing that pertains to whether it be a corporation, S corp, estates, personal, business, corporate, all different entities is in the Internal Revenue Manual, and it is and trust me, it is very detailed. So when people make these comments all the time, well, if businesses don't pay no taxes and this and that, let me tell you, stop falling for the okey doke because it makes people sound stupid after a while when they say that. Because unless you are a multi-million-dollar corporation, $1 billion, to know what's involved, it is way much more than the taxes that we as little people pay. That 10, 20, 30% and all that kind of stuff. And, yes, it could be some advantageous tax advantages that people could file as long as it's legal. But you can't make 18,000 as a catering. And they got the nerve to be from Georgia, too. I was like, oh, hell. I knew one of us is acting all dumb. You gonna put 18,000 equipment. Who does that? You didn't make no money. You made $18,000 catering. Shit, that ain't no money as a caterer, really? You do a couple catering jobs and do whatever. That is not a lot of money. how you bought in cash of 18,000, but yet you had $18,000 of equipment? That doesn't make no sense. Don't try to be slick, black folks. And I'm only gonna speak with black folks. Stop being slick when it comes to doing taxes. Stop being dumb because it's Black History Month, February 1st. Don't be dumb all your life. Please, I'm not expecting people to be smart and know everything about it, but don't be slick. That's what I'm saying. Don't be slick. You ain't bought no $18,000 worth of equipment for no catering. Catering? That's not even a restaurant. You put stuff in a raggedy truck and buy some aluminum foil and some cheap ass plates and the customer you serve, they say, okay, I want you to cater this and blah blah blah. And they say they want this amount of money. How are you gonna sit there and say, oh, I threw away a lot of food? That means you don't know how to budget. That don't mean you don't know how to scale your business. That means you don't know how to price. That's why I don't deal with black folks when it comes to stuff. When I need stuff fixed around my house, that first indicator is, well, how much is it going to cost? Can you send me a bill? And then you come take me 2, 3, 4 days later to give me something, and then here you come with some. It's gonna be $6,000 something dollars. But yeah, I go to Mexico, Jose, and I say, well, how much is it with the supplies and the materials and labor? You know, it'll be way lower and way better job done. See, black people always be trying to scam other black folks. And I know when people hate me when I say that, and I don't know. I don't know. I know people hate when I say it, but it's true. They will scam you. Your own people will fuck you over when it comes to dealing with business and come up with some ridiculous amount. And when they don't have no sense of business or running a business, they'll come up there and just throw any number up in the air and hoping that you're gonna fall for the okey doke. Stop doing that. So when this tax season come along, please don't be acting all dumb and and needing help, because I don't care even if I do it as a consultant, not with TurboTax or whomever. Don't come around there making up numbers, and then I'm trying to tell you, and I'm trying to tell this fool, in the long run, sir, the reason this error came up is because your expenses for supplies and equipment is 95% doesn't match up with 95% of the other people who are in the same industry such as yours. This is a consistency. If I was a delivery person and I had expenses, the average cost that most people in certain industries is always going to cost a certain amount. You can't come along, I got $18,000 of equipment and $1,500 in supplies, but I only made $18,000 in catering all year. Come on now. And I'm sitting here reading it directly to you, telling you in the chat, and you coming back still, well, I lost a whole lot of money. No, what you had was a hobby. That's what you had. You were doing a hobby, thinking you were catering, and you would say you think you was cooking some food for people, and then you trying to say, "Ooh, let me go ahead and say I made $18,000, so I file a tax return." Don't be dumb, please, black folks. People, don't be stupid all your damn life. Not on Black History Month. Not on February 1st. Don't do it. That is the most dumbest, stupidest thing ever. Now and I'm like, really? And how and I was like, well, I understand. I was like, I understand. I could be concerned, but do you have receipts that's going to substantiate? Not no credit card receipt either. They ain't talking about that. You got to have a detailed receipt showing, even if you say you rented the equipment. Come on now. You rented $18,000 worth of equipment and you only made $18,000. all year in catering. Come on now. Then let me see what else interesting came up with on the first day. I had a lot of things with state. I had a lot of state calls. I told this one other person. I said, "No, sir. The mistake you made was on your Arizona state return. You just didn't put your address on it. That was it. The easiest thing." He going back and forth still. Well, I didn't put the residential credit, and then I was like, "No, sir. It has nothing to do with the solar credit panels. It needs your address because you did not put your address on your state return. It has nothing to do with the solar panels. And then the thing about it, how you arguing over something where if you put solar panels in your house, the state of Arizona, for instance, was giving $1,000 for a refund. That don't apply to you. You know you didn't put no solar panels on your house. So why are you arguing? In the chat, I could tell you was arguing, but I kept my cool. I understand, sir. If you just update your address, your return will be complete and everything will be fine. That's it. I said, the question you pertaining to pertains to the next subject underneath, which is the worksheet. That doesn't apply to you. Okay. All right, did I answer all your questions and concerns? You're going to get a survey, blah, blah, blah. So here comes this other person filing a state return for New York. My state return says 0. Okay, so that means you don't owe taxes and you don't get a refund from the state of New York. But I live in Long Island. I said, ma'am, sir, whoever it was. Everyone who lives in New York, where it includes all 5 boroughs in the city, New York City, everyone files based on your locality or whatever. Everyone files the state return. There's only one state return. There is no such thing as a separate return for Long Island. I was like, where did these dumb people come from? I said, well, do you understand that 0 means that's good. That means you don't owe no money to the state of New York and there's no refund. Everything you file from the federal will transfer over to your state from the information from the W-2. So that means you're not getting a refund and you don't owe. As long as you put everything in correctly, then your return is fine. That's it. Nothing else. There's no errors. Okay, I believe you. Ain't nothing to believe. I'm giving you the right information, so I believe you. I was like, let me see. Did anything else stand out? Other than that, I guess so many people just, I was like, are these people illiterate or what? They gotta be. Dumb. I'm not talking about dumb and about tax law. This is a simple reading. No, you just need to put your address on there and that's it. That's all the thing that's wrong. But why I gotta put the solar assessment, sir? That doesn't pertain about the address. It's not saying please provide your address to get the solar panel credits. It says you're missing your address. So after going back and forth with that person, trying to get to tell them so they could read, I said, no, that doesn't say you please provide your address to get the credit for solar panels. The very first line on anything, it says please fill in your address. So pretty much, it really wasn't a bad day when I think about it, except for that first call with this Indian guy. Indian people act like they know it all. Well, how long you been working? How long you been an expert? What did? That's why I said I told my manager. I said I don't like to say, oh, I have such and such years experience on the call because then people gonna ask. Nobody gonna ask that. When I talk to her tomorrow, I'm gonna tell her. I said, my first call, it was disaster. But she's cool. I don't think I think after a while they just want someone on the phones and try to do the best you can. That's all I could do is do the best I can. But it's maneuvering. So once I get that done, it'll be like gravy. But I know it's not gonna come in one day. No job, regardless, it's gonna get you're gonna catch on for one day. After you take calls, then I get comfortable and I say, you know what? These little 5 hours a night may go by pretty quick because I only work from 6 to 11. And I was like, man, what time is it? What time I get off? And I did, took my little break, and that was it. But I just have to get used to working on the laptop without no mouse pad. That's gonna drive me crazy. It's trying to maneuver on a keypad, one of those pads with your finger and stuff. I said, oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna take that mouse pad and see if I could use it with the laptop they gave me, but I don't know. It may not work. I tried, but I was like, dang it, there's no space to put this damn mouse. So I'm gonna have to buy me a mouse on Amazon tomorrow, and I'll get it in a couple of days. But other than that, that was it. But let me give you an update about Wayfair. Wayfair was a headache today. It drove me crazy today. Let me tell you, Shaniqua and all the rest of those dang Negroes came out the woodwork today, messing my stats up. I don't want to fuck. I don't give a fuck. I want my fucking dick. I was like, okay, I understand you upset. Ooh, I didn't go crazy though, but I was like, if this bitch don't shut the fuck up, cursing and carrying on, acting all foolish, I be just supervisor. Yeah, sexy P. It was kind of, ooh. I mean, I didn't. I had about two people like that all day. It was like, and I don't give a fuck. And they hung up on me. No wonder why they hung up. They hung straight up on them. And then they calling me. I got hung up on. No wonder. Somebody who wants to be cursed out and be yelling at and carrying on. And I said, man, I do apologize, but the item is on back order until March or whatever. And they act like they ain't, I don't give a fuck. And then one person, I was like, I said, one moment, please. Called the supervisor, waited, and they took all day to come on the phone. So my whole handle time was messed up today with Wayfair. On day one, the whole stat thing starts over again. I was like, oh my God. But most of the calls were fine, but made me late from going to lunch, and I was late going on my break. That messed up my whole adherence. And that's all that's money. That's bonus. You messing up with my fucking money with all this bullshit calling back. They hung up on me. No wonder why they hung up on you. Shoot. What's your name? What's your name? I work from home. If you working from home, how the hell you calling a Wayfair when you supposed to be at work? Calling on the phone, acting like a fool. Stupid ass. Oof. And I was almost gonna go home too. I was like, you know what? Bump it. I'm gonna use my emergency time. I'm ready to go home. And I was like, I said, they keep that perfect attendance thing because if I get perfect attendance for 3 months in the quarter, January, February, March, at the end of the quarter, as long as I don't have no computer issues, logging in late or whatever, um, I get $500. The first quarter when I worked at Wayfair, it was $750. It was like $250 every month. Now they changed it. You got to get perfect attendance for the whole entire quarter to get the $500, and they reduced that from 750 to 500. I was like, shoot, is it even worth it? Peace of mind, let me tell you. Peace of mind. And I was kind of like, So hopefully tomorrow will be a good day. I ain't gonna have nobody carrying on, acting a fool, yelling and screaming, getting all rude and ugly and niggerish, getting on the phone. I'll be somebody. All right. Bloop. You're not about to talk to me all kind of crazy. I'm gonna try to hang in there. I really am. I really am. I can't let this. I can't let it bother me. But like I said, I'm trying to get used to navigating on the whole system, and it's not hard. But it's just when you go to that training with into it, and then you trying to go. I said, oh my god, I got to go back and remember what it said, and I was getting a bunch of these other calls. Something I gotta ask the manager what that means again. Can't remember what it said. Well, I know it was one part she said that, when you get calls, basically people call in and then you're supposed to transfer to the voicemail. And then I think she told me those were very easy stats. She said, don't hang up or something. I know I didn't hang up, so I just hit the, but so hopefully I did that fine, but I'm gonna have to confirm that again. Make sure I did it right. Or make sure it was something else I didn't supposed to do. But so far, I think as you take more calls, um, it gets a little bit easier. Oh, then I had the other thing. People say, "Do I get the earned income tax credit?" I told this one guy, I looked at his return. I said, "Nope, sir, you don't qualify for the earned income tax credit. Basically, you make too much money." And I said, "Well, what about um the baby mother? They divorced, right?" So I said, "Well, if her," and I just told them in the chat what the income limit was, and once you put your numbers in, if you qualify for earned income credit, it will calculate the earned income tax credit for you. So a lot of people, boy, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. A lot of people gonna be sad and disappointed this tax season when they file those returns and they thinking, "Oh my God, I got why I ain't getting no refund or why I'm getting less." You're gonna get way less money than you thought you was getting. Trust and believe people are gonna be like shocked and surprised. Shocked and surprised. Now, if you got that PPP money, I'm talking about the money for business, and they got that loan that has that 3% or whatever that percent, 3 or 4%. I'm not talking about the grant, that $1,000 that I got. That's not taxable. But those PPP loans, and people got money, you got to report that. So that's why I said don't always be wishing on something. And so I wish I get. I wish. Let me tell you, you're wishing you're gonna be it ain't gonna be as good as people think it's gonna be. And this ain't got nothing to do with no Trump. It ain't got nothing to do with no Biden and nothing else. But well, Trump did change the tax code. It was a couple years ago. But I'm gonna make this one last point, and then I'm going to bed. For those who got a 1099, I know in California, people who were getting 1099s working, they I know if you was making AdSense money with YouTube, they started deducting the taxes from that AdSense money. Now I'm not monetized, so it don't make a damn difference to me. But those people who are YouTube and they be getting that monthly YouTube checks or whatever, YouTube or Google rather is taking out the taxes. So I always knew from 4 years ago, I said, man, it's going to be a matter of time before Uber and all these other companies, they're going to start asking people to fill out a W-4. And when it's time to fill it, when they start asking people to fill those out, you can't use your union fees as a write-off. You can, but you don't itemize, so it doesn't apply to you. If you don't do a Schedule A and you take a standard deduction, you can only itemize on a Schedule A and write off the union dues. But if you're not doing a Schedule A and you do the standard deduction, which is double, it don't make a difference. But are you telling me or are you asking me, Ruthie? That's the question. Most people, let me give you example, like my example. I'm gonna give 3 more minutes and then after that I'm going to bed. I look like I'm so tired. So for me, I answered this lady's question today about property taxes. I said, I asked her, are you doing a standard deduction or are you filing a Schedule A? She never did respond because I was saying if you filing a Schedule A, then you could write off your property tax from the statement you get from the mortgage company. But she must have ended the chat, so I don't know. But I did answer her question. But well, I don't know if you're telling me, but union dues is not even that much, so it doesn't even make a big difference. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So for me, I always file a Schedule A because my property taxes that I pay, and it used to be part of my charitable deductions, and what else? Most of my Schedule A tax write-off pertain to my property taxes, but the standard deduction for me is 12,500 or whatever it is, and my property taxes plus other tag and other little things, I think it almost comes up to 13, 14,000. But as I pay off my mortgage, I'm not paying off as much. It's not really that much that I'm going to be able to deduct after a while. So, but there are some changes that people cannot do. Like this one person asked me, oh, they homeschool their child. They want to know if they could deduct the supplies and things like that. And I said, nope. Just because the child is home, online school, or virtual, you can't write off those things. So now, I think what she really meant to ask was, can you write off education expense as a teacher, which is only if you buy supplies, you're a school teacher, is only like $450. So that ain't nothing. 200, I think it's either 250 or 450. It's one of those amounts. So people are trying to write off as much as they can, but you realize writing off is only reduce your tax. It's not a refundable credit. So, and for those who've been getting unemployment, and hey, Dujour, I called you a few weeks ago about some mats, and you ain't never called me back. You gonna make me throw those things in the garbage. Those Kia mats that goes in the back of the trunk. Matter of fact, I think I took them out, and it's probably sitting outside on the ground next to the car. But anyway, I'm not gonna stay on here long. It's midnight, and I said I was gonna get off. So anyway, what I was about to say. Oh, yeah, that's it. So for those people who was getting unemployment and then they got that $600 a week in addition, um, and say you got some charitable, say someone say, oh, I need help with my rent, I need blah blah blah, I need this, and they gonna give you a 1099. You're gonna have to report that proceeds too. So a lot of people who've been in hardship situations understand. Yeah, you got unemployment. Yeah, you got the extra $600. You're gonna probably end up owing some money. You're gonna end up owing some money, unfortunately, because there's no withholdings that you pay throughout the year. Last year, that's overpaid, which is basically what a refund is. A refund is nothing more than overpayment in tax. That's all it is. Unless you got some type of refundable credit like earned income credit, but that's mostly pertaining to people who are low income, but you have to work in order to get earned income credit. And someone who has a whole bunch of kids and they work. See, that's why I think some of these people will be rude as hell. They be working at these McDonald's and fast food places just for a few months in the year, just to turn around and file a tax return to get that earned income credit for those raggedy ass kids some of these people got, and these raggedy ass parents that be rude when you go to the establishments and be acting like they get an attitude, and then they be the main ones dry begging. That's what I call it, dry begging. People be acting all crazy, and then we getting all that earned income tax credit and all this stuff and fighting over dependents. Ooh, I can't. I'm so glad they changed that. You cannot fight over those dependents and all that stuff anymore like they used to, claiming other people's kids and claiming exemptions. They eliminated that part. Yeah, they are raggedy ass kids. I don't give a damn. People say you can't talk about people's kids. Man, shut up. You can't talk because the kids be is when you look at the mama or the baby daddy, whomever, they be just as ratchet and they were badass kids. And I ain't talking about babies and stuff. I'm talking about kids who are not old enough to know how to behave. They be the main one. Disrespectful. You forgot. Well, I'm gonna be busy, so you gotta have to catch up with me, de jour, for those mats. But yeah, nope. I mean, ooh, when they had those exemptions, people be like, "Ain't nobody, I ain't getting nobody permission to claim my kids as exempt." That's why the IRS putting a hold on those damn returns. They making you claiming that earned income tax credit, and you trying to get all these credits. They holding that. They making sure that every year you file the requirement. They say we need proof. We need this, that, or another. We need this paperwork. We need that paperwork. We need this. Have a whole list, and people get that paper, that form, and they're gonna have to I can't remember what it's called, but it's something that's called. They've been doing that for before I left. They've been doing that 5 years prior. And shoot, you can't get away with no mess like that. And all these people, like I said, Black History Month, Black folks, let's do better, please. Can we? Can we call in a business and know how to act and know how to talk with people without um rolling up the neck and popping up the lips, being disrespectful to your own people? You can be mad and upset. I understand that. But don't call to me now, bitch, me, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. No, I ain't taking it. Let them act up tomorrow. I'll be like, you know what? Thank you. You have a good day. And I'm going to hang up and write my notes in a big book. And that's it. It ain't that damn serious over no raggedy ass desk, raggedy ass chairs, and anything else. And then cursing and carrying on for no reason when someone's trying to help you. It just kills me sometimes what people be doing. Now, luckily for me, they call the TurboTax. You call on the phone. You doing the chat. Whatever. But thank you. I just threw on anything. I threw on anything because you got to be in camera. And I know, I was like, oops, we fine. How you been? I've been working from home, not even being seen on the camera for so long. I'll be wearing anything and anything. But now when you're on camera, I got to say, oops. So I got to get my hair done this week because my hair is all looking, look at all these grays. Telling me to go ahead and get it done again. I shampooed it the other day, but then now it's dry. But I'm trying to let my hair grow back out, but I don't know how it's going to come out. If it's going to be totally all gray. I mean, it's getting gray. It's like you can see it more, but once my hair is shampooed and pressed out, you see more like the silky gray streaks that people try to achieve. But But when it's like this, you can really see it. No. But anyway, tomorrow will be a good day. And I'm going to look at my schedule. I think I made my schedule all the way up until April. But I need to make sure that I get enough of the hours to qualify for the bonus at the end of the tax season when it ends on April 15th. But but so far I like it. I just wish I have. I wish I'm gonna get me a mouse. It makes it so hard. What you did? See, you ain't got no picture. How the hell am I supposed to see what it look like? Sexy P. I can't even see it. See, you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna no. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, what color you dyed your hair by anyway? Black, purple. Let me stop. Oh, 12:08. See, I'm already going off my pie. See, I'm going past my time, y'all. I ain't supposed to been on here that long. I finally brought that ladder upstairs, but now I have to take off that fire alarm and figure. But there's no bat. I don't think there's a battery for this one. I think it's hardwired. I know people say, "Ain't you gonna change that fire alarm?" Black. Oh, black to color the gray. Wait, black to color the gray. Oh, I don't know. Somebody said if you keep dyeing your hair, it makes your hair more grayer. That's why they was keep telling me you need to leave it alone because once my hair is pressed out or straight, it looks more like gray streaks like. So it don't look as prominent. The only reason why it looks so gray like this is because it ain't been done. Other than that, let me see if I got enough to put. Nope, hair ain't long enough yet. I think by the summertime come, my hair should be at least down to here. Uh-oh, it's looking all crazy. Well, anywho's, all right, y'all. That's what how my day's been going. February 1st, Black History Month, 28 days. Please be respectful to each other. Please be respectful when we go into businesses. Please be respectful in their integrity when it comes to doing taxes. Please do not try to scam the government. Please don't. I don't care what. Well, white people do it too. Don't worry about what white folks do. Please don't worry about what big companies, big corporations do as well. And what else? Caveat. Okay. I guess it depends. I don't know. But anyway, that's my advice. Don't go on YouTube. Don't be going to these people who used to do hair, makeup, and then one moment they want to talk. They give a little um tidbit of what someone else said on the YouTube channel, and then they try to blast it out for everybody else in the world to see. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. That's all I gotta say about that. So, anywho's, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night. I'm supposed to be on till 11:30, but pretty much I'm working every day this week. Every day this week, I think I'm doing about 34 hours with Turbo. And of course, my regular 40 hours. So I'm back to the grind again, y'all. Working these 70 hours a week, 75. But at least I'm not doing physical labor like Amazon. So I'm not doing that. I'm not driving. I'm just basically, you can see my other room. I got like two computers in that other room. Two computer monitors for my Wayfair, and then I got, it's not even another desk. It's on a file cabinet on the other desk with a monitor stacked up on top of books, so I can have two monitors, and it's on a file cabinet. And then this computer here when I'm here with y'all. So I literally got 3 computers that I'm working with. Coming on here, go on the other one, go on the other one. And that don't let me count the broken laptop that's in the drawer that the screen broke. So can you imagine? I probably have one. I got one, two, one, two. I got 3 computers, two broken laptops, two broken tablet, and another tablet that I can't find a charger. I got like a whole bunch of computers and stuff in this house. I thought my aunt, and I say this one last thing, then I'm going to bed. My aunt, she's like the CEO of the state of South Carolina in technology. Man, once I used to go and visit her, my aunt had about 20 computers in one room of all these different um, peripheral devices, monitors, computers. She didn't fix computers. She just had all these computers. 3 computers, man, I wish. Shoot, 2 of them going back to whomever it goes to. That's why I got to keep these boxes with Amazon, not Amazon, with Intuit. They gave me a little gift too. I'm gonna show y'all that tomorrow. They said this is a gift for you. It's a wireless device where I could charge any cell phone on this wireless. I didn't even take it out the box. It was a gift. Wayfair, I show y'all the gifts that I got from Wayfair since I've been working there. So, and a good thing about Intuit is that they'll reimburse me for my internet. So all I gotta do is show them the bill, and they'll reimburse me for my internet during the time I'm working with Intuit. So that's good. And I was like, dang, I wonder why Wayfair didn't reimburse back for the internet usage or pay us, because we have to use the internet to go to work. I'm gonna ask that tomorrow. I'm curious. I think that if you're using your internet and you're working, they didn't give me the internet, they're not paying me for the internet. You would think they would pay us for that too. But I'm curious to ask. So, but anyway, all right, Sexy P de jour, Ruthie or Jeremy, Dorian. I'm going to call you tonight, Dorian. Ask me if you still want me to do your taxes this year again. And who else? Everybody else who's watching but did not jump on. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. So let me woosa and deal with tomorrow. And hopefully it will be a very good day tomorrow without people acting crazy. So second day, happy Black History Month. Stay black, stay strong. Y'all have a good night. Bye.